What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are looking at AMP today. This one comes to us at the request of Mr. Fonzie himself. Hey, Fonzie, what's going on, man? Doing this one for you. Looking at it on the Poloniex chart, I was looking at this a second ago. We've got this big wick here in August of 2022. If I was to do AMP USD and go to Coinbase, for example, in August of 2022, we did not have a big wick, so I'm going to say that this is probably to be discounted, not included. But these other ones, there's not enough historical data that I can find on any other TradingView chart, so we will count it. And looking at it right now, from top to bottom, all-time high to all-time low, what we're presuming is the all-time low. You actually have some nice respect at the 618, even found support and resistance on the 0.069 and the 236 area. This could be legitimate here. I don't really know. I went back and I tried to look at the max all-time here, and this only goes on a market cap. Sorry, on a price basis, we only go back to September of 2020. Whereas here we go all the way back to May of 2016. So this thing's definitely an OG token. It's been around for quite a while. It has been going down for a bit, and the reason for that potentially might be because its total supply is almost double what its circulating supply is. So I looked into it a little bit as to like what it is, and you can stake AMP. I'm not 100% how AMP is generated. Maybe it's just generated through staking. Maybe there's mining that goes involved. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, the people that are participating in the ecosystem are the ones being rewarded these coins. That's my take on it. And stuff like that, generally, it's not that it does bad. It's not that it has low market caps or anything like that. It's just it's not necessarily good for the price. Okay. To be fair, though, you're at 123 million right now, right? If we were to go back, let's just see. Let's go here on the market cap. On this day here, on June 16th, you're at 5.17 billion. 5.17 billion. Okay, 5.17 billion. On June 16th or June 17th? I think it was June 16th. It was the 5.17 billion that made me think it was the 17th. But yeah, it's the 16th. Okay, so let's go back to June 16th, 2020. Frick, I can't believe I forgot this. 2021, June 2021. Let's see here. Right there. Okay. June 2021, I'm going to base it off the close because I think that's what CoinGecko does. So June 16th, 2021, you were at 10.69 cents. Very nice. Looking at that in comparison, right? Okay, so let's see here. Let's go back. I know what I'm trying to do. Just bear with me, guys. Okay. From this low to that price there, that would give AMP a 45x. 45x. Okay. Right? Yeah, that's a 45x. You already have 100%, so when you gain 100, that's a 2x, right? So when it says 44, you're really technically at a 45.5x. I'm not rounding up. I'm actually rounding down when I said 45x. It's actually 45.5x, but 45x is what you got there. Now let's take the market cap, right? Because the market cap at this point in time, according to CoinGecko, was on a closing basis, was 5.173 billion. Okay, so let's do this right now. Actually, let's go calculator, Google calculator. And we were to do what was it? 123,272,568. 272,568. Okay, so that's the current market cap. If we were to multiply that by 45.5, okay, 45.5, because that's the X, we get a number that is, okay, 5.6 billion, right? That's 100,000, 100 million, yep, 5.6 billion. So it's actually not bad. Comparing it, to this previous market cap, you're at 5.17 billion. So you haven't released a whole lot of coins since then. I wonder how this thing releases its coins, man, because that is over a year ago, and that would imply that there's not really a whole lot of coins being released. But again, and the reason I know that is because if you were to get to the same price right now, you'd be at the same market cap, which if there was more coins in circulation now than there was then then getting at the same price would actually raise you in market cap value, which is normally what you see with coins that are set up like this. But maybe you just haven't been releasing tokens. I don't know how this thing releases tokens. Honestly, I'm kind of curious. Server not found. Come on, AMP token. What? Come on, AMP token. AMP token. Server not found. Let's see. Overview. Digital collateral. Yeah, it's like it's like an escrow account, right? That's what it is. Contract address is next about it. White paper, maybe. Digital payments, decentralized collateral, AMP token contract, operators, blah, blah, blah. Token economics, production model. Token, yeah, maybe we're gonna go to the token economics. Yeah, sure, let's download it. Let's look it up. If I can, all right, here we are. Let's look up the token economics. Token economics is on 5. Let's see. Right, AMP token contract, balance, whatever. Where are you? Where are you, number 5? We're getting there, I think. 4.4. Let's get to 4.9 and make it 5. 5, there we go. Token economics. AMP has been designed as a low volatility collateral token. Low volatility, that's how it was designed. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Ultimately, this model is more cost efficient. Since AMP is backed up only by its literal use and not extrinsic assets, it is critical to model its economic foundation. High quality collateral and stability, self-sustaining characteristics to create. So it wants. So to me, I'm just gonna spitball here, but if this thing aims to be, it is critical to its economic model, to its model. It is critical to model its economic foundation by blah 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 by being, let's see, what did it say? By being stable, right? AMP focuses on providing a high quality collateral, stability, and self-sustaining characteristics. Well, it might be a high quality collateral. It could even be self-sustaining, but it is definitely, of the 3 things that it wants to be, it's not stable. This is definitely not stable. If you're using this as like a collateral asset, well, your collateral could double, triple in price, or like lose value. Like that's, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. This, to me, it might be a failed idea, but that doesn't mean it can't gain money. It can gain money if it's being used right. Let's see here. And again, I don't really know. I'm not a fundamental guy, man. I could be missing something. Maybe there's something I don't know about it, and I'm understanding this wrong. Production functions provide an overview of the network economy, estimates total however, spending/rewards utility is achieved at the individual level. Okay, so this is how you make tokens. Analysis of the asset pricing specific to token networks is required. AMP generates the entirety of value within the network and a novel valuation, blah, 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 blah. Symmetric incentives. A distributed token network allows powerful mutual incentive structures among its users. Whatever, eliminating the principal agent problem. In this sense, Flexa maximizes value and protocol incentive to reward value creation, generating efficient payments. Well, that would make sense if you're rewarding value creation. I mean, since June of 2016, you have not been generating value, so therefore nobody's getting any rewards. So if you're rewarding value creation, it looks like no wonder there's no new tokens priced out, because there's no value that's been really gained since then. Let's see. If I'm understanding that right, a token network avoids value extraction, the systematic process of appropriating portions of the platform value. I don't like the way this sounds, man. No zero-sum participant. Proof of stake block rewards are generated by minting new proof of stake block rewards. So it's a proof of stake. It's not mined, right? It's through proof of stake block rewards that you get these new tokens as staking incentives due to capital infrastructure costs and minimum ownership requirements. Validators exclusively receive these rewards, maintaining or increasing their percentage of the ownership of the network. Corresponding individuals are subject. The only counter to this zero-sum dilemma is the delegate/bond tokens of the... I don't know, man. That doesn't make sense, because if that's the case, right, there's new tokens being pumped into this thing, into the circulating supply. I would bet there's people that have had it staked since here, right? There's some people that are just like, where are all the new tokens that are being generated? I'm missing something here, man. I'm missing something. As a fundamental base, tokens can be modeled in a commodity. Necessary platform adoption, growth, incorporating elements. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is why I don't like looking at this kind of stuff. Continuous time, liquidity, yeah. Because I know math. I could probably, if I took the time, I could probably understand these formulas, but I don't want to. This is why I stick to the TA itself. But honestly, just kind of like reading the idea behind this thing, to me it sounds like if you go up in value, you're going to print off more tokens. If you're staking this thing, you're going to print off more tokens, which means, and being the fact that you do have about half of them locked up still, it's likely that as you move up, the market cap will actually, like where the market cap was back here, it'll actually be at that same market cap but at lower prices, which means that it's going to be harder for you to get back to these prices and even harder for you to get to the all-time highs. And I do think looking at AMP that it has a 100x in it. It's totally possible, right? It's at 123 million. A 100x would put it at 12.3 billion, right? Yeah, 12.3 billion. 12.32 whatever billion, but right? 12, yeah. And that would be 100x in price from here would be right around here, right around 20 cents, 21 cents actually. That would be 100x. But as you move up, from what it sounds like, right? Looking at the white paper, let's see, where is it? Where did it say it before? Analysis of the asset-specific token rewards. AMP generates the entirety of value within the network, a novel variation approach considering tokenization concepts between symmetric incentives. A distributed token network allows for powerful mutual incentives. Where was it? Token economics network participate, eliminating the principle in this sense, flex to incentivize and reward value creation. I don't get what they mean. And they have it italicized here where it's like slanted. To incentivize and reward value creation, generating efficient payments that are the essence of productivity growth. A token network avoids value extraction. So you get, it sounds like you are being incentivized and rewarded to have value creation in the network. So value, maybe they're not talking about value network on the token itself. I don't know, but regardless of how this thing works, I would assume as you're moving up, I'm sorry it's been so confusing, Fonzie, I'm sorry, man, I'm not giving you a direct answer here, but as this thing moves up, right now this is 100x in price, but I would assume that that's going to be more than a 100x in market cap growth, okay? That, for all I know, for however many tokens you put into the circulation by the time you get up here, that could be a 150x. It could be a 200x. I don't know. I don't know what that would. I guess if it was to be, I don't know if it would be a 200x. If this was a 100x. But long story short, it's going to be harder for the price to move up. And this does put it in a position, just looking on the fib basis, it does look like it could go to the 786, or at least back to the 618. So this thing definitely, I would say it is 100xable for sure, because that even if all the tokens were fully diluted, and right now at a 100x, that would put you at about a $12 billion market cap. Let's say you become fully diluted, so you double, and you're at like a $24 billion market cap. Well, that's still achievable in crypto. A $100 billion market cap for something that's legitimate is achievable in crypto. And I'm not trying to say at all that this is not a legitimate coin. I'm just saying I don't like it from a speculative essence. If I was someone looking to lock my stuff up in escrow or have a third party mediate my contract terms, or like whatever it is that they're trying to do, maybe I would be interested in it. Like I'm sure that this thing has a place, and I'm sure it has a use case, but I don't think its use case is speculation necessarily. So I'm not as big of a fan of it as I would be on some coins. But even with that, I would say that this thing is totally 100xable. It definitely could go up 100x from its current price. But without any more of that stuff, let's actually like get into the TA itself, right? Okay, I'm sorry it took so long to get here, but let's see. Let's see, what do you got here? You got bullish divergence forming on the weekly. You know what? I want to look at Coinbase chart actually, because we're looking at the more shorter term time frames. Yeah, you got bullish divergence on the weekly, man. This thing wants to pop very soon. You want to go up very soon. You might go a little bit lower. Sure, you might even go lower than this low here at less than 0.19 of a cent. You know, you might even go lower than that. You could go lower than these lows. You might not have your lows set for the market cycle yet, but you are getting ready, man. You're getting ready to pop. Where this divergence formed was all the way back here, and you at least would have a pop to that, which from here that's a nice 44% pop. But you likely, honestly, you'd probably, with this kind of divergence, you would be forming a bottom, and then from there you'd be going up, 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 up. And where you could be going up in the more immediate term, if you go lower than this, let's keep it at that low for now, and just assume that that's the low, but probably not. But let's just keep it there for now, because if I move this down, the price targets, the projections up here, they only get bigger. As I get closer to that low, it only gets smaller. So these are conservative estimates, let's call it. That would be at 1.3 cents to 2.3 cents, which from here, that's a 10x all the way at the 1618. So that could happen. I mean, that could happen very soon. And when I say very soon, I mean by the end of the year. It could happen by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen next month. It could, but this thing, like looking at it as far as like since it's been on Coinbase, it doesn't like to have big moves up or down. It's stable in the sense that it just moves straight down. But if we look on the Poloniex chart, the one that has more historical data, you did get some big pumps here. You did actually get some you had a big gap down, whatever, but you had some, and still, even moving up or moving down, you didn't have like crazy dramatic moves. Yes, don't get me wrong, 66% in a week is great, but there's some cryptos that pump 1,000% in a week. On Poloniex, you get these kind of like wish-washy moves that I just don't think are real, so they might not be worth looking into. It's hard to say, man. I feel more confident looking at the Coinbase chart than the Poloniex chart, but this is nice bullish divergence, not going to lie. You are in weak areas. You have been showing very weak readings in the RSI for a long time, right? For a very long time, but you're showing strength now. You're not showing strength. You're showing less weakness, and you're coming down in price. You're going from this angle to a less steep angle. This is the signs that you get whenever you're at a bottoming area. So I do bet if you go lower, and I would think that you do go lower than this low here, it's not going to be by much. It's really not going to be by much at all. And you might not even go lower than that low. You might just close barely below this week here, and you might not even wick below this low. But I would think that you go down to some degree. From top to bottom here, maybe down, you could drop like, I don't know, what would that percentage be? That'd be like a 20 to 30% drop. You could do that. It's totally possible, and it would be fine. In the short term, maybe it goes down a little bit, but like it also looks good in the short term. In the immediate term, it looks like it's going to go down, but in the short term, it looks good. Yeah, on the daily, you struggled to get above the 50, but you are above the 50 now. Very neutral RSI. You're getting very neutral price action. I would think that it does want to go down just a little bit more. Maybe have a double bottom or a slightly lower low, and you're getting volume picking up as you're coming to the end of this range. It's kind of nice to see. You might not go lower. You really might not. And if you don't go lower, again, I would think that you're going to go probably toward 2 cents. Probably toward 2 cents. And again, not in a fast amount of time. Like this looks fast, but really, how much of a gain was this? That was a not even 100x. So I'm talking about going to 2 cents, which is a 10x, right? Not even a 100% gain. I don't know if I said 100x. I meant 100% gain. I'm sorry, but if you're looking for a 10x in price, this took 17 bars, so that was like half a month to achieve, And then overall, you had a price growth that was bigger than that, and it took almost 2 months to achieve, and that is a short amount of time. But some cryptos just have these like big miraculous pops. Or this thing, it's like big miraculous pop was 37%, which for some cryptos that's a play day. That's not a whole lot. So what I'm trying to get at is, yes, I do think you're on your way, regardless if you go lower from here or not. I think you are getting ready to go on your way up to about 2.5 cents, something like that, before seeing any kind of stopping point. But it will take time. It'll probably take months. Probably, It could happen within this year. I think it could happen within this year, but maybe toward the beginning of next year or something like that. I don't know. Man, I truthfully don't like this thing. This is the kind of stuff that I personally am not interested in. I'm sure that it's valuable, and I'm sure that it has its use case, and it's to my knowledge, it's a legitimate project. It's been around for a long time. It's an OG coin. I've heard about AMP. I've never heard bad things about it, right? But it's just not my style. It's so I might not be the right person to get advice from on this thing, honestly. If I had to give my advice, and it's not advice, if I had to give my opinion, it would be that it's not worth the speculation in my genuine opinion. Maybe it has its day, and I'm sure it does. But I mean, going from a $5 billion market cap down to, I think this thing was in the top 100. Now you're in the top 200. Losing your top 100 status is normally a telltale sign that you're going to be forgotten about. And it's not. I've seen plenty of cryptos that go from the top 100 out of it and then come back into it. I've seen that happen. But I don't know, man. I really don't like this thing. Just looking into it, and I could have misunderstood it. I don't know. I know charts. I'm not so good at reading. But I don't like it, man. I really don't like it, honestly. It's not my cup of tea. I would feel better putting my money into Jesus coin than I would into this thing, honestly. But again, I might not be the right person to ask about this. So I'm sorry if I'm shitting on anybody's hopes and dreams with the AMP. I do want to, just to reiterate, I do think that it has its day. I do think that it has at least a 10x in it. If not, it even has the potential to 100x in price from here. But as these tokens, guys, as these get released, those same prices that we saw, like the all-time highs, it's going to be harder to get to. It's going to be dramatically harder to get to. So just be aware of that. And if the all-time highs are what they say they are on Poloniex, right, from the current price to the all-time high, that would bring us to that would be a 400x, 408x. And from the current market cap, that'd be about $40 billion. A little bit more than that, actually. It'd be probably closer to $50 billion. But and that's an achievable market cap. It definitely is. But again, as you're moving up, as time goes on, you're only going to have more tokens released. If all of these coins got released, you'd be closer to a $100 billion market cap, back at the same highs that you were at whenever it was probably around I don't know, not even a $20 billion market cap, because again, coins get dropped or released into the ecosystem. But I don't know, man. I really don't. This thing's kind of a mystery to me, because since here, even if you were to go back up, you compare the prices like I did in the beginning, it's at the same level in market caps. So that means that there really hasn't been a lot of tokens issued since the last year, and I don't understand. So I really don't understand. Maybe nobody's staking it. Maybe nobody's participating in it. That just wouldn't make sense to me. I don't know. But personally, without carrying on too much more, I don't like this thing. I personally don't like it. That's my opinion. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I didn't like Ethereum in the last bull cycle, and it did better than Bitcoin. So just as a ray of hope there. But I probably likely will not be investing in this thing. Sorry to say that. Again, I think it's a legitimate project. I'm sure that they have an actual practical use case. It sounds like a legitimate thing. It's just not something that interests me as a speculator. So that's my 2 cents. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.